Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to what should be episode 7 if my notes are correct. And this is also a lesson in why I need to have an alarm for when 30 minutes is up rather than just relying on looking down, because I don't always do that when I'm super engaged. Anyway, in the last episode, many things went wrong. Namely, I took Holland, I took their independence, and then the rest of Germany was like, no, you shall not have their independence. And I was like, yeah, I will. We peaced out, we lost Liège, we lost Friesland, but we kept Holland. Now the struggle to keep them loyal is going. Nobody is supporting their independence yet, touch wood. Hopefully I can rebuild my forces and build up my strength over them sufficient that they don't want independence. But it's a long process. We are also improving relations with them. That's going up pretty well and pretty quickly. I have a new duke, a 501. Interesting. I also need to spend some more development. Do the Burkers like me? They Burkers like me. Can't make them like me more to get the cheaper development though. So we are going to spend some development to try and keep them sweet. And we just did the Diplotech, did we not? We did! So I think I am going to go ahead and spend some of that Diplo. Well, really, both of you. Yeah, so we've really, drummed up the development of our provinces because we're trying to keep ourselves stronger than Holland right now. They're down to 69%. They have 49 development versus my 56. So we are now stronger than they are. Scotland rivaled me. That's an interesting one. Okay. And this is also going to be improving our economy and also improving the number of troops that we can maintain. Our force limit's gone up again, so I can get another longbow. We'll do that. Glory for von Egmont. Scholars have discovered ancient documents tracing the heritage of our noble dynasty back to Julius Caesar himself. This must be used to our advantage. For either prestige or legitimacy. I'm going to take the prestige, because if I can get that positive, then we can spend it on, oh, what's it called? Placate local rulers, that's the one. 20 prestige for 10 liberty desire. They're down to 67, so slowly but surely we are trampling their will. But it is definitely a difficult process. And at any time, someone could decide they want to support their independence if they want to see me fall. Austria's after Alsace. Alright then. I'll allow it. This time I'll allow it. We still have another bunch of loans to pay off. We're slowly getting through them. We haven't gotten ourselves completely into a death spiral here. And no, that's the same size. Have you just taken another province and cut me off? No, Brabant has always been that size. I'm not looking forward to when Burgundy inherits them though. That is going to be a bad day. Vals von Burr, that's another terrible heir. A 551, another Hilda. Apparently our Hildas are amazing rulers. With the union of Reinund the Fifth and Hilda, and Hilda, we have gained not only a spouse but also a new ally in the realm. Everlasting friendship. So Upper Hildas has got the unrest reduction again, which is good. Because I do need to keep an eye on those Lollard heretics. We crushed their autonomy because I needed the money and the manpower. Worthy payoff, but yeah, it's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. Oh no, Brunswick, you're losing. I need strong allies. Can you stop losing? Now Würzburg is strong. What's going on here? The Netherlands is more divided than they've ever been before. This is terrible. Nothing is going to plan. Nothing. 59. 9% away. That's because I got the better Diplotech. Yeah, so I'm going to need to go ahead and focus Diplo, I think. Because we need to stay ahead in that. And I know I just spent a bunch on leveling up. Do you have the institution? That is... Whoa. That's not where we are. They do have the institution. I mean, we do too. So it's not a surprise. My money keeps going. Alright, they're at 58. I'm actually surprised we've gotten it this low. It's mostly because of the amount of resources I've been investing in development, and not at the best rates of return. Like, this is not something I would have liked doing this early on for so limited returns. But it's something that I needed to do in order to keep the Dutch on side. Alsace will cede Alsace to Austria. Alsace will give cause to Baden, and they'll also give up money. Wow, Provence is quite big. They took some of the Burgundian heartlands. What are you building? You're building a cog. That's fine. I would like to pay off another loan. My interest is going down and down. And we have diplomatic expenses because we are still paying war reparations for another 4 years. Then those will disappear. Sweden has rivaled me. I'm honoured, frankly. 55. So yeah, as soon as I get the Diplo, we've caught you. How much more relations can I get? Get another 38 relations. Cessation of church functions. Noble families were often granted control over church lanes, and appointments were made in many states in exchange for cash contributions to the crown's efforts. So the clergy would give me money. National tax would go down for 20 years. Or I could just say no and gain stability. Stability, obviously. However, nobles are now a little bit peeved. I could absolutely tank their loyalty and gain a bunch more support. You know, the one that I could really do with is yours. But I can't give you Monopoly Charter, so I'm just going to take that. We're also going to seek support the clergy. That would only get me up to 20, which is not enough. We need 25. And I could also tank yours. We're going to do it. Because I can't afford to fall behind in these. In this area. That would be bad. That would be very, very bad. Alright, Holland's down to just 3% difference. If I can get them sweet, then I can start an act. No, it's just gone up. Why? Ah! Utrecht is no longer a valid rival. I mean, my power projection keeps going up, which is nice. You can now rival Sweden. I'm going to. Could also go after Scotland. I can pay another loan. Do it. And then there were 3. Remember that time when I was on 10 loans? Yeah, so do I. It was a bad time. England is influencing Utrecht. Could you not? Please. Alright, I can only improve relations to them a further 19. Then I'm going to need to wait for the sacked city, the forced vassalization penalty, the was at war, and all of that stuff to disappear. I mean, throughout all of that time, Liberty's Eye will be going down as the relations go up, but, oh man. Am I able to get the influence guy again? I could. You know what? I think at this point it's worth it because the plus influence guy increases the speed of all of this. It's not just the improved relations that he improves, it's everything goes up by 20%, which is pretty big. Especially when you have this many modifiers. And I really need you to not be above 50%. I am terrified of someone supporting your independence. Although my army is pretty strong. Like, we would not be a pushover anymore. A couple of years ago we would have been, but not anymore. I'm not going to look at any other countries though. Stop thinking of expansion. You cannot afford to do it, Mordred. Don't do it! I'm totally going to do it at some point. I mean, if I get their liberty desire low enough, then surely I can just do that. It will be fine. He says, looking at the relative power of all vassals compared to me, 73%. Business is booming. Thanks to our shrewd commerce practices, merchants are being attracted to our realm, and our trade efficiency has increased as a result. Glorious. Speaking of which, I have still not done a single trade idea. We could totally switch this out for something like military. Burghers lose 10 influence. Decline of the merchant classes. Without the old privileges and pedigrees of the other factions, the status and influence of the Burkers is rarely quite as secure as those born into power. Lately, a combination of financial misfortune and misdirected political ambitions have resulted in a loss of power and influence for the Burkers of Gelre. Right, we are definitely going to keep a person here to keep improving relations with Holland, because I cannot afford to let that slip. But we are really, really close. And if I can catch up in Diplo, then we will have done it. Okay. How many ideas are these guys getting in the meantime? Actually, not a huge number. We're not massively behind them. Although my current ruler, not exactly the brightest of the bunch. Interesting. So, I can get +1 combat bonus in the terrain of the capital. My capital's forest? There's a lot of forest around here. That might actually be really strong. Yeah, that's going to be ridiculously strong. Look at all the forests. Interesting. Colonies are irrelevant. That's irrelevant. We could do the war taxes. Transfer subjects are irrelevant. Justified wars. Aggressive expansion impact. That would have been really helpful. Because it would have reduced the 54 by 5.4, which would have brought it down to 49. I would have avoided the coalition if I had that. Patience, Mordred. All you need is patience. The relations are now 106. Golden era, 55% liberty desire. Death of a merchant. I'm gonna steal your money. Although that's a level 1 production efficiency who is an admin guy at half price. And 15 prestige. Yeah, it's too good not to. Monarch points are gold dust. Seek support of the clergy. That would get them up to 20. We would lose prestige and legitimacy though. No, we don't want to do that. Nope. So what penalties does this actually have? None really. It's all positive. We just don't get as much national unrest reduction. The Ottomans have discovered faceting. Gem cutting masters in Constantinople have made a breakthrough in diamond cutting by experimenting with diamond dust suspended in oil and their scaifes. This is allowing the Ottoman artisans to cut the rare stones in entirely new shapes into much greater brilliance. The resulting technique, known as faceting, produces a stone of more pleasing geometric shape and with better optical qualities. As the new stones and the technique for making them spreads across courts and workshops, the demand for jewellery, diamonds and precious stones is increasing greatly. That's very nice for them. Ooh, government reform. So we can get the extra promoted cultures, or we can go for the monthly autonomy. I'm going to go for the autonomy. We may change that in the future, but right now I suspect rather strongly that, yeah, there's not a lot of cultures. Although Flemish being half of us, we should probably embrace that. This is something I'd meant to do years ago, and then I forgot. I got distracted. Yeah, we could have been earning 15% more taxes, manpower, and sailors. Bollocks, 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 bollocks. We could have done that ages ago. What does it cost to change culture? 260. Then I wouldn't need to do Flemish. Well, no, I want to take Flemish, because that's going to be a large portion of our population. So, do I want to spend 100 Diplo right now? Because I know I will forget later. No. Not while I'm so close to getting the Dutch on side. That little bit of difference from the diplomatic tech difference is the difference between them paying me lots of money and not. And this is Holland. They will be paying me lots of money, especially with scutage enabled. Nope, I'm not going to look at that. I'm not going to get tempted. There are far too many things to be spending that on right now. So how much would it cost? No, no, no. I still have loans to pay. Pay them. And then there was one. No, two. One expensive one. Great expectations. A royal marriage is as much a union as a contract of mutual support. The Von Burr family expects the Duke to heed the advice of the consort and actively look after his and their interests. We will help get rid of an uncooperative advisor. That's getting rid of my half-price guy, or... No. Gain 25 autonomy. Fine. I'll just crush your spirits again. I mean, I do get rid of... And I'm a lawgiver. Oh yeah, I get rid of autonomy actually super quickly. Monthly autonomy change, plus the autonomy change reduction from the thing, which I totally did. Which I've totally forgotten already what it was. Government reform, that was it. Right, so now that we've got that government reform, what's next? So tier 4, administrative cadre. We can get the administrative clergy. So we get a free admin policy if we do this. Clergy loyalty goes up by 5%, so their base will be 55 rather than 50. We have a cardinal, nice. And we also get 10% influence. Nobles of the robe. Leader cost reduced by 10%. Nobility monthly loyalty 55. Nobility influence plus 10. Or meritocratic recruitment. Advisor costs go down by 10%. Burgers monthly loyalty goes up by 5. And their influence goes up by 10. Almost certainly meritocratic. I mean, the administrative clergy with the administrative free policy is super tempting. Maybe later we'll switch these around and grab that one. Because that's going to be saving us like 1 admin point for the rest of the game when we choose it. But the 10% cheaper advisor costs, I've said numerous times before how much I rate advisor cost. You're going to work even harder to maintain your position. We can get another admin idea, which is going to put us ahead of time in admin, which is great. It's going to allow me to get another idea slot. Economic, maybe, for the development? Because we kind of need to keep development in this area high so that we can get the vassals under control. Or we could improve our military strength. What was it that went really well with trade ideas? Aristocratic does, but I don't really see us needing aristocratic because I don't want the cavalry bonuses. Trade efficiency with quality is always a strong choice. Ship power, it was naval. It seems like the wrong time to get naval ideas, though. Offensive for trade efficiency and movement speed, that's not a terrible one. Merchants and trade steering, defensive ideas. Also a good choice. Bribes growing more accepted. What is the difference between an honest man and a fool? The fool doesn't know he's being swindled. So goes an increasingly common saying in Gelre, the spirit of which is proven through more sinister change in the social fabric. Bribes are beginning to be seen as a natural consequence of the market, where any action carries a price. Those who refuse to take bribes are viewed as precisely what the saying suggests. Fools. Worse than fools, since they are deliberately refusing money that could be theirs. The consequence of this cynicism is that any form of power truly corrupts, and no one believes it is immune. Not even the Duke. So we gain some corruption, but we're ahead of time, so that should start, yeah, ticking down. We don't really have a problem with corruption. Right, is Holland strong and stable? Not yet, but they're getting there. The big loan's been renewed. Nope, don't even look at that, Mordred. Stay away, stay focused. Renewed the small loan, so be it. Who are you fighting? Ormond. You're after Ireland. Great expectations. No! For the second sodding time. So your autonomy is now 71%. Flipping hell. Ottoman Golden Era. Very nice for them. So yeah, my income is just collapsing at this stage. And their liberty desire is going up and up because of the autonomy here is being counterbalanced. And their uprising strength is going up too. Oh, and I need another rival. Baha! More choices. Brabant's a choice. Brabant has split. Brabant has indeed split and is actually very friendly towards us right now. You are allied with Flanders. I mean, long term, I don't see much positive in that. Also, I don't want to rival you because you are the only way that I can get through here. Although I'm actually allied with Munster. You know what? I'm allied with Munster. I am a moron. I should be getting military access from you, which I am, and not from you. So we're going to cancel our work in Holland. We're going to cancel that military access. Don't need it. Done. Bada bing, bada boom. Then we are going to start improving. No! We have a relation slot. I can get another ally. Who do you not hate? Magdeburg, Trier, Frankfurt, Utrecht, Brunswick, and East Frisia. You have no rivals. You have no rivals, because both of you are new. Aachen, Munster, Lorraine. Brandenburg? I mean, Brandenburg have been cut down to size a bit by the Teutons. Bohemia? No. No, Austria are getting even further away. Bavaria? Bavaria are not impossible. They're another strong, like, local power. Cavalry combat ability is nice, especially early on. France wouldn't. England probably wouldn't. Brittany would, but that would draw me into too many wars. Don't even want to think about Scotland. Denmark? Denmark would help me against the likes of Lübeck and Dithmarschen and Hamburg. But no. Würzburg? I'm suspecting you're hostile to my... And actually, you're not. So even though these two have been fighting, they're not actually rivals. And you would be a super easy ally. Let's do it. We're going to get an alliance with Würzburg. The Emperor has enacted an imperial reform. Construction and development costs have gone down. Sweet. Oh, son of a bitch. Month turned over and reduced the relations that we just boosted. I timed that one terribly. Gelre is no longer a cardinal. That's really unfortunate. He was bribed away. I gain corruption. They bribed him, not me. What? Oh, they dislike me. No, I dislike them. They have unlawful territory. I don't really care about that. It's Marshall. Not impossible. They do have a strong military. Not the wealthiest of nations, though. I mean, Brabant just makes sense. But they're also not allied with very strong people. It would be relatively easy to go after these two early. I think I might try for Bavaria. I think Bavaria would be a good choice, like, long term. Bavaria tend to stick around quite long, although they do have constant issues with Austria. That's a slight problem. Slight. Okay, we are super close to getting this. There it is. Booyah! And you... Duh! I'm not loyal. That's because I'm not actually doing stuff with you anymore. You're improving relations with Bremen. We're going to cancel that. Don't care about those anymore. You are going to improve relations with the Dutch. Maintain. Admiral just died. That is unfortunate. But... No! Curses! Yay! They're paying me! Ooh, paying me a lot as well. Hello! And now they cannot be independent supported anymore. That was so tense. That was... I was actually far more tense there than I may have looked. Ooh, Burgundy's going after Brabant. So now I need to work on improving your relations, which is just going to be an overtime thing. So we're gaining 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 a year. We need to get it to 90. That's 5. So it's going to be about 6 years' time. Then we can start integrating you. Once Holland is integrated, we can start, like, going crazy again. Not too crazy. I don't want to have a repeat of what just happened. Yes, I would love a royal marriage with you. That would be awesome. That's just massively reduced the time. To a mere 3 years. Unhappiness amongst the peasants. Hold on. Is this another comet? Have they just changed this to be like the comet? Unhappiness amongst the peasantry. Conflicts and protests over taxes, landlord cruelty, expropriation, serfdom and customs policies have become quite frequent. If we don't manage to solve the problem soon, the consequences could be dire. No, they are different. I just hovered over the same. I was like, huh? So gain prestige, but lose stability or lose 20 ducats. Oh, lose 20 ducats. The citizens of Roermond have grown tired of the local influence of the greedy Brabantian merchants they claim are using unfair advantages. We know that Roermond has really good goods produced. So competition is good. Because they produce cloth. And cloth is good. What are you guys actually at war with? Burgundy and Trier. Burgundy is in no shape to fight back. Yeah, and they won't. This is these guys going to expand here. Alright, so would Bavaria accept an alliance at this point? Yeah, close. Very close. In fact, if we got the royal marriage, then they would. Clergy are losing power, they lose 10 influence. Hang on, are they on 0 influence? Yep. You have no power here. Alliance with Bavaria. Alright. I'm feeling a lot more secure. Munster, Brunswick and Bavaria, they're all relatively close to each other as well. Easy enough to get military accesses where necessary. And they're all pretty good military powers. And wealthy enough to, like, matter. This is good. Denmark rivaled me. I'm kind of okay with rivaling you back. No, I want to go after somebody like Liège. Or, frankly, Brabant. Wants to divide us. I mean, Brabant really do divide me. It's gotta be Brabant. I have to go after Brabant. I'm sorry, Brabant. You've been so nice to me up till now. And now I'm going to show you my true colours. And they're sickly and horrible. And then there was 11. And I'm fairly sure you've been a vassal for more than 10 years. Yeah, you have. It's going to cost me a lot of Diplo to do this. Worth it, though. Worth it. Now, unfortunately, the Annex Vassal is, like, right at the end. Like, why is it so late? Oh, should be, like, here. Then Gelderland can actually expand. Aachen no longer considers Utrecht a rival. Aachen are after Trier. And somehow Burgundy are actually holding out. I am actually over my force limit right now. I'm okay with getting rid of infantry. So long as... yeah, we're good. That'll make me some more money too. Glorious. Oh, I could repay the big loan. You know what? Do that. I'll repay the little one soon enough. One year. But I don't know if all of those improved relations like hit at the same time or if it is still scaled over time. It appears that we've become a sinner. Tolerance of the true faith has gone down. That is disappointing. Unrest at 60%. Anyway, on that note, where things are actually looking a little more stable, if this has been such a roller coaster, it's been great. I'm going to end this episode, so thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying it. If you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hugely, hugely important to me because I'm trying to hit that 10,000, so please, please do. If you haven't done so already, then do consider checking out my Twitch, which you can find at twitch.tv/MordredViking, where this series will be like switching over to the live version very soon. And in fact, the next couple of recorded things will already probably have gone live. Yeah, because I'm going to stream it on like after episode 3. Whoops! I just wanted to make sure I had some catalogue as I'm away. If you have really enjoyed this, then do consider checking out my Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/MordredViking, or you can check out the link in the description. I also have a Discord, which you can find at the link in the description. It's where the community hangs out. They're a cool bunch, and it'll be lovely to see some new faces there. So come on, hang out with us. It'll be great. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.